Let's talk about rebranding on social media. Rebranding is arguably one of the most stressful things that you can do on any social media platform. Luckily for you, I already went through a major rebrand last year, and so I'm here to give you all my tips and everything that I learned on my rebrand. So as you know, I'm the artist formerly known as PixelxKitten, and last year I rebranded to PixelxKitten. The most stressful part about my rebrand is that I already had such an established following on a lot of my social medias. I had close to 20,000 followers on Instagram. I had almost 1,000 followers on Twitter. I had almost 1,000 followers on Twitch. I had over 1,500 subscribers on YouTube. So it was a little stressful to be like, hey, I'm going to go through a name change. You rely so much on people recognizing your name that it's daunting to want to change it because God forbid that no one remembers who you are, no one makes a connection to who you are, and then no one follows you anymore, no one interacts with you anymore because they don't even know who you are anymore. For your rebrand, the first and most obvious step, and probably arguably the hardest step for rebranding, is picking your new username. I think why that choice is so stressful is because you don't want to be going through multiple rebrands. Like, God forbid you do go through multiple rebrands, you definitely don't want to do it through a short period of time. And so you want to pick a username that potentially you're going to be sticking with. So you want to pick one that is good representation for you. You want to pick one that is still relevant to who you are and kind of like still ties into what your previous username was, hopefully, because that does help with your transition. And you also need to make sure that that name is available on all the social medias you plan on using it on. Social media, it's a bitch, and honestly, it's going to be very difficult to not only settle on a name that you finally love, because that is probably the hardest part, but then you have to make sure that it's available on all the social medias, and that you got to make sure that you come up with like different variations of that username that you fall in love with, because odds are it's probably taken on one of the platforms that you're already on. Now, my advice that after you've picked this name that hopefully isn't taken on any of these social medias, make sure that you do not tell anybody what this new username is, because God forbid you settle on it and you're starting to make your transition to your new username, someone will probably troll you and take it just out of spite. Like, no matter if you're the most liked person, someone's always got to ruin it for you. So just keep that really close to your chest. Don't tell anybody your new username, please. My next piece of advice is for at least like a minimum of 2 weeks, talk about how you are going to be going through a rebrand. Let all of your followers know multiple times on every single post, hey guys, don't forget I'm going to be going through a rebrand at this date. Just so you guys know, my name will be different. I will announce what the new name will be when it comes, so on and so forth. You want to make sure that you talk about your rebrand numerous times on all of your social media platforms for a decent amount of time, because not everybody's going to see that one Twitter post, that one YouTube video, or that one stream. So you want to make sure that you talk about it pretty much at least like once or twice every stream, at least once every post, like at the bottom of your Instagram post. Hey guys, don't forget I'm going through a rebrand next week. Be on the lookout for the name change. I'll announce it when it's done, so on and so forth. Just because you want to make sure that everybody on all your different social media platforms and all your different followings are on the same page. So you've picked your new name, you've announced that you're going to be changing it. Now it's time to change all of your social medias all at once. Make sure that you are able to change your usernames all at that same time, because I know there are certain social medias like Twitch, you can't change your username like you can only change your username like once every 60 days, I think, something like that. So make sure that you can change all of your usernames all at once, or make your new accounts all at once, so you can claim that one username on all of the different accounts that you want all at one time. Now you just need to post about it. Hey guys, this is PixelxKitten, but now I am known as PixelxKitten, and so I won't be referring to myself as PixelxKitten anymore. That account is dead. So it's just PixelxKitten from here on out. And then make sure that you talk about that for like the next couple posts. Like, hey guys, don't forget that this is my new name. I was PixelxKitten, now I'm PixelxKitten, so on and forth. Just kind of reiterate, because once again, not everybody's going to see that one post or that one tweet or that one stream that announces your new name. So make sure you talk about it a few times. This last tip is up to your prerogative if you wish to do it or not. I did make another account with my old username, so I do still have the old usernames for PixelxKitten, because I did have quite a larger following on those accounts, especially my Instagram page. So I didn't want anyone to take that username and then start posting or pretending to be me, because that I had almost 20,000 followers on Instagram. I didn't want someone to take that username and start pretending to be me and, I don't know, catfish or ask for money or whatever trolls do with when they're trying to take over people's accounts. So I wanted to make sure that that didn't happen. So I did use a different email address. I did swap the 2 accounts so that I kept my following on the one and I changed my username with the other. And then I made a PixelxKitten Twitter, just in case. I wanted to make sure that I had all my other accounts that I wanted to make sure that were mine and stayed mine, like at least stayed in my name. I want to make sure that those were claimed by me so that no one else can take them. Additionally, I'm also a very fickle person, so I wanted to make sure that I still had those usernames just in case I didn't like my initial transition. I wanted to go back. Honestly, that's pretty much it. On paper, it sounds like it could be like the easiest thing to do, but I know how stressful and how difficult it is to go through a rebrand and a name change. So take your time, make sure it's a name that you really do love because you don't want to be doing this numerous times. And the reason why I did change it from PixelxKitten to PixelxKitten is because honestly, I didn't like people, I felt so bad that so many people knew my first name because, spoiler alert, my first name's Julie. And I just felt so badly that people would be like, oh, hey, Julie, how's it going? I'd be like, I don't know what your first name is. I felt like it was just totally uneven. I just felt embarrassed. I didn't know anybody's first names. I just knew them by their usernames unless their usernames had their first names in it. And so I just felt like this uneven playing field. I just felt like so disrespectful that I didn't know their names. Not that I would have known their names unless I asked, but I just felt really, I felt weird. Too many people know my first name and me not knowing theirs. And so obviously I don't have a problem with people knowing my first name. It's just a first name. Also, I thought it'd be easier for PixelxKitten to do different sort of branding, logos, etc. I could do a pixelated kitten. I don't know what a Julie kitten looks like. And so that was also a reason for why I changed it. Also, I changed it because it was still similar to my original name. I got PixelxKitten, we got PixelxKitten. So obviously, like if someone, I've actually had a lot of people come to like my streams or comment on my post and be like, hey, did you go through a name change? Like, were you originally PixelxKitten? I was like, yeah, I'm PixelxKitten now. So it made it easier for them to understand the switch if they did miss all of my previous posts or announcements, because sometimes people just miss them and that's totally okay. So I felt like it was an easier transition for me personally because I did keep it relatively similar name. But that's why I changed it. You guys can change it for whatever reason that you guys want to. But I really do hope that these tips help you a little bit. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to comment below. And my DMs are always open if you guys have any further questions and you don't feel comfortable commenting below. I have helped quite a few people in the Discord with some of their different name changes. We're kind of like spitballing different ideas. Because sometimes it's nice to have a second opinion or outside opinion. Be like, hey, what would you think of this name? Do you think this name is brandable? Do you think this name is good? Is it easier to remember? Is it easy to pronounce? Is it easy to read? Because you want to make sure that, like, so say if you're changing your Twitch name, you want to make sure that it's something that's easy to read and easy to remember. Because when you go to people's chats, you want to be somebody who, like, when you follow, they're not going to be like, hello, like, I don't know how to pronounce that. And also you want to make sure that it's something that's memorable because you want to make sure that the stream remembers who you are. Also, if you're going to be posting on Twitter, Instagram, you want people to remember who you are. So those are some things to consider. Once again, I hope this helps. And if you guys have any further questions, please feel free to comment them below. As always, I'm PixelxKitten. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next Tuesday.